here to speak about transmission planning. First, we will talk about what is transmission, power transmission. So, what do you think? What is power transmission? We need power transmission planning to transfer power. Power transmission means that we have generation in one location and the load centers in all over the country. So we need some media, that is power transmission, transfer bulk bulk electrical power from generation to the load center. So for that we need some media. So that is called transmission network. So normally that transmission network consists of some bus bars and transmission lines, basically transmission line and transformers. If you have any question, please ask. Please speak. So this is present Sri Lankan power system. In red color, you can see the 220. In our power system, we have 3 voltages. There are 220 kV, 132 kV, and 30. So in red color, you can see the 220 kV transmission lines and the bus bars. And in blue color, you can see the 132 kV transmission. And there are some 132 cables in that color, in Colombo area. So these are the load centers. Normally we call it as grid substation. So every grid substation has that, most of the grid substation has 132 to 33 kV transformer. And this represent the load, and some grid substation has the capacitor bank also. So, if you consider that power system, as you know, we have 2 hydro complexes. They are Mahawali hydropower complex and Laksapana hydropower complex. So, these are the Mahawali complex, and in this area you can see the Laksapana. And apart from that, we have a lot of thermals nearby Colombo. And some apart from the Colombo, Kalam, as well as Abilipitia, Matara, Corona, something like that. So this is the geographical location, the representation of the Sri Lankan power system. Same as that pink color one is the 220 and the green color ones are the 132. So if you consider transmission network, it can divide into the transmission network, sub-transmission and distribution. So in our system, we can consider main backbone as the 220 kV, then the sub-transmission as the 132 kV network. So normally we feed the load centers from 132 kV to 30 kV. So then we will talk about the transmission planning. First we can why we need the transmission planning, because in Sri Lanka, what is the demand growth? Normally electricity demand growth in Sri Lanka. Normally 6 to 7%. So in that growth rate, that demand is increasing, and to cater that, we have to add some generations to the system, generation plants to the system. So when the both ends up, if you So this is as the simple power system. We have in the power system we have generation and the loads. To transfer the power, we need the transmission network. So when increasing the both generation and the loads, we have to improve our transmission network to cater that transferring electrical power. For that, we need transmission planning. That is, transmission planning is to determine the type of new transmission facilities required in order to provide adequate transmission network capacity to cope with the future generation capacity additions and load requirement. So, the main objectives of the transmission planning is to find the suitable transmission network to ensure the reliable and stable power system utilizing the existing transmission network. That means we have the transmission network. So we have to utilize the maximum. We have to get the maximum utilization of the existing power transmission network, and upon that we have to add the new transmission facilities with the minimum cost, with the minimum investment cost. That is called transmission planning. Without considering the investment cost, no point of adding lines and big substation everywhere. So the main point is the cost. We have to consider the cost. So there are three inputs to the transmission planning process. They are that we first should know the transmission network, then the demand and the generation. These are the three inputs for the transmission planning. So this is the flow chart of the transmission planning. I will describe all these processes in details in the coming slides. For the basic introduction, first we have to prepare the national power and energy demand forecast, and then the revised demand forecast. For the revised demand forecast, we get some input from the distribution planning divisions. Then we have to get the generation expansion plan for the consider the time for the time horizon. Then only we can do the transmission plan. Then we will find the capacity enhancement, and that is the transmission expansion proposals. So with that transmission expansion proposals, we have to do the system studies. So if the system studies is satisfied, then it is confirmed as our transmission expansion plan. If the system studies is not satisfied, we have some requirements, criteria. So if they are not satisfied, we have to go back to the capacity enhancement and transmission expansion proposals. Then we have to modify those and do the same thing until we find the best solution. About national power and energy demand forecast. So we get this national power and energy demand forecast from the generation planning section.